gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see a man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for left. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, and that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
Lord have mercy for me. Still stand by my side. All right, making sure my sound is too wild. Just give me 1 second. All right, mic check, mic check. Oh shit. So I'll get 1 second. All right, appreciate the patience. Let me get that right. All right, we are the ISUPK, The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commanding General Yohana, here to teach all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to the Bible. And this is the Cincinnati Tuesday Brotherhood class. And we got a good one today. I got some things I want to read just because of the misconception and the bad leadership that has been going on in this earth, especially to the Lord's chosen people. Before we get started, I'll let you know that all right, that's good. I want to let you know we have Passover 2026. It's April 4th in Houston. Pay your tithes. It's a commandment to the Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to the men. Yahweh Shamar Alatham Bahashem Yahshua to the women. And today we're gonna focus and we're gonna play some videos. And it's so important because we've been misled and told things ever since our birth. The idea that we could be anything, do anything. Some of those things are true, but every week we're really pointing to your nationality. And one of the biggest problems that has been pushed on us is this belief of African unity, this African spirituality, this oh my God, I'm talking about believing that just because you have dark skin that you are an African. That is the biggest, dumbest lie. And it takes the school under Commanding General Yohana to tell you, to say, hey, man, we're not African. Like, I wanted to really just express the whole point of you're set apart. You're different. It's in the books. It's in history books that you are not African. If you live in America, really wherever you live, if you're a so-called black man, you could be from the tribe of Benjamin, meaning you could be West Indian, you could be Haitian, you could be called a Negro, just a normal black man, just living in today. You do not relate with the Africans. I want to help you understand this. With the Africans that are right next to you. You're separate on so many levels, from the language you speak, to the God you believe in, to the cultures and the things that you practice. There is a big difference. The Lord made a difference. We're going to get to it in scriptures. But the first thing you want to read is say, damn, why the Europeans and the Nigerians, none of them come over and say, man, I want to really help these black people out. I want to get these black people. We damn know for sure the Somalians didn't do it. We damn sure know that. Just because you come over here and say Ashe, like some of the dumb, I've heard black people just take on the spirit of being an African, and you're not an African. You're just it's past Halloween. You telling me you African, you got African spirituality, and you got Christmas, and you got Thanksgiving? How many things can you load as a black person into your brain to say I'm this? You doing everything, and you got the crystals. Hold on, you got the money crystals. You got the sage. How many things are black people going to whore themselves out to? And none of those things that you say, you know what, I am. What do you say? I am somebody. These used to be the things, they used to be like, yeah, man, Kuji Chagalia. I got a little age on me. And I know that it has to be some of the dumbest things to tell people that you are, that you're not. It's no way you can look at somebody and say, yeah, man, you know, they got it going on. They really know what's happening. And then they say, Ashe, grand rising. I gotta wear copper because I was born in October. I'm gonna do you one better. I used to ask myself this as a child. And of course, if you got any questions or comments, you got to put it in the chat. This is the ISUPK Cincinnati Tuesday Brotherhood class. I used to ask myself this: if all Africans was one, where was the resurgence and the fight for the slaves? You telling me 400 years? 400 years, and the great African spiritual gods didn't rain down the African Zulu nations? They didn't come help. And God, listen, this was a good one. Mansa Musa was the richest African ever in the world. He was so rich he couldn't buy the slaves back. He didn't say, oh, well, you know those slaves over there, that was my brothers and sisters. Hold on, let me make sure my camera right. You telling me he didn't say, man, you know them African slaves that we sold are so-called brothers and sisters that we sold? Oh, man, we got to get them back. Freddie, I don't know if you know what your nationality is, but I'm glad. Yes, the Most High does hate Christmas, but I'm glad that you put something in there, Freddie, if you're still there. And I was thinking about this. You being the #1 gifter badge. Thank you, Freddie. Whenever somebody comes on a social media platform to troll, as a man, you present yourself. Well, you liked it, and I won't say that about. I'll hold my comments, man. The Lord hates Christmas. It's in Jeremiah the 10th chapter. He hates all the other man-made feast days. Back to the point of the beginning of my class, I usually lay down the platform. I play the videos, and then I come with the scriptures to back up what I'm saying. So before I read the comment, to black people, you never said, man, all of these great African leaders, and I pulled them up. If we was all brothers and sisters in one in the African land of the ancestral plane, more garbage that don't exist. Why didn't nobody come help us when we was fighting and being at war? I know the common thing. I don't know what that means. Zeke, I don't know what that means. But we never, the whole thing about, oh man, you're an Israelite, you're a racist, you hate. It's all for the YT man. No, it's for everybody. It's the dislike, so I don't get banned on platforms, is evenly spread around to everybody who had a hand in doing something wrong. The most common thing people say is, oh, well, it wasn't me. That don't work. I'm talking about what you're giving us to believe in as a people and saying that doesn't match up with all of the Africans that are coming over here and robbing America blind. They never once said, you know what, we want to tend to the so-called African Americans, to the so-called Negroes. They never do it. Everybody who you want to have these podcast shows to, oh man, these great investors. Man, these great investors, man, they got everything going on. Man, they got all of the money and they got the credit hacks and they don't gatekeep nothing. Well, why don't these so-called Africans tell us, well, we don't help y'all now. And they say, man, Africa is filled with all of the wealth, all of the oil, all of the gold. And you can't build homeless shelters. You can't empower your so-called brethren. Am I missing something? Am I missing the African juju? What is it? Did I not eat the cow brains? The monkey arm? Did I not eat those things? Did I not say, well, no, I don't. I don't know what y'all worship. Y'all got so many languages. Y'all have so many gods. Why didn't none of them crack the sky with all your African, chewing on grass? Where was it? Where was it? You was climbing from the ropes and swinging on the trees like monkeys. They say, man, built the pyramids. Man, the Egyptians were so smart. They were so smart they didn't come help you, us. And let me help you with this. You're not African. You were never African. Newsflash, public service announcement, update. You were never Nigerian, European, Ghanaian, Somalian. You were never these things. They don't have an affinity to help you because you are not family. The Lord made a difference between his people and other people. Let's play the videos. If I'm wrong, where is all the Africans when things are happening to us? When Tulsa, Oklahoma happened, you think we was the only black people? There were black people on earth. They made newspapers. It's not just because they didn't see it on the news. Maybe because they spoke. That's why they didn't understand us? No, they knew people were being enslaved. They knew people were being hurt and oppressed, and they turned the other way. So that Nigerians can get your social security number and live wealthy off of Bitcoin with your life savings. Let's play some videos to prove exactly what I'm saying. If you're on TikTok, you let me know if you can hear it or not. I'll try to turn it up for you. But let's let them tell us exactly why they didn't do it. Listen to this. These are, I'm gonna share it. These are the great African powers and the great African spiritual systems that never came to help black people. Let's check these out. I know this is so amazing. Hey, Shalom, Makiaba, Shimyal, Shabarakata, the water for tuning in. And today we're showing that there is a difference between blacks and Africans, and we are not Africans. West Indians are not Africans. Haitians are not Africans. Dominicans are not Africans. Is he playing victim? How long until the racism? Maybe you just, hey man, we'll just play it. Hey, here's a question. Is Elon Musk African? Is he African? I know. It's always the commentators that don't have no answers. Matter of fact, let's get to the best video. The best video, we're going to play the best first. This is what is damn sure not on, blacks, Negroes. This is not in part of their diet. This is a Hamite eating Curious George. This Hamite then caught Curious George, and he's about to. Here's a question. Only fascists. Where you're born, does that make your nationality, or does that make your identity? Does that make your citizenship? Because you're born somewhere. So you got somebody who's so-called Chinese. If him and his Chinese wife have a baby in Africa, is that baby African? No, it's called citizenship. Man, hey man, listen to this monkey eat this baboon, eat Curious George. It doesn't make your nationality. Your nationality is in the Bible. Let's check. Listen, watch this, y'all. Want to see? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, TikTok. This is a Hamite who's called Curious George, and he done burnt him to a crisp with a knife. Why don't y'all ask him if he is American or he Hebrew? I wish you could see it. No, I use that as a name that's easily recognizable. Maybe you just not smart. That you smart. Africa's a continent. There are 54 different countries with hundreds of different tribes. Hey man, don't ruin us watching this Hamite cook Curious George. He ain't speaking. Look at this. This is not who we are. Why don't nobody want to do this? Why no black people had monkey for Thanksgiving? No, that wasn't. If Esau didn't tell you could eat Curious George, look at that. That's. You're not African, black man. You're not African. Look at that. Look at that. Don't allow someone to tell you that you are a nationality. Yeah, man, I know that's weird because we don't eat monkey brains. If you can answer one question only, what is your nationality according to the Bible? I see that you have a commentary, but I'll say this to you because I was born in America. But matter of fact, question, wouldn't that make me indigenous? Because this land, the natives were here. So just because you named it America, they named it something else. Hey man, Barakatha Yahweh shot for the school, man. So what is America if before you named it? All right, he can't answer. These are the African. What was the name of it? Because it wasn't American. It wasn't America until Christopher Columbus got here, and he was a Christian, and he also enslaved people in the name of Christianity. So genius, keyboard warrior, you don't have the answers. Just say, hey man, black man, I don't have the answers. You can try to Google it. It is relevant. That's why you need to be in class. Well, I don't know what you are, but you should stick to the class and you will see that we have nationalities and identities according to the Bible. So I'll use black. These are all terms that were given to us. What nationalities and identities did the Lord give us? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Naphtali, Issachar. If I said those names, they wouldn't be easily recognizable. So you say the things that people can affiliate with because those names have been given to them. Puerto Rican means rich port. So is somebody's identity called rich port? Is somebody's identity called rich port? I understand. I do want to thank you because you just, anytime somebody comes and trolls, especially if they're a man, they present themselves as a female to come troll on another man's platform. You do that. You say, man, I don't have the answers. I do want to combat and go back and forth with you. While all you're doing is presenting more for the algorithm. Thank you. And you just don't have the answers. You should say, man, I don't know what America was called before Christopher Columbus got over here. Man, I know African American are two different places. That's That should make you touch your chin or your head like, the light bulb should go off. Because we have names, we have identities, we have cultures, we have a God, we have a belief system, we have a way of life that we have been following that has been to the detriment of us. Let's read some of these. I want to read some of these things to you that people just try to give you. And I know you heard this. You ever heard somebody say, I'm spiritual? Or they say, well, I have African spirituality. I'm not sure what your question is. If you have a question, just go ahead and ask the question. But if not, hey man, keep putting comments in there because it's going to keep people coming in and out. You got to say, I did some research. You know, the internet is the world wide web of information, yet nobody looks at it and says, is what I'm following right or wrong? Does it make any sense? Is it even helpful? I'm going to read what African spirituality is. Core beliefs. African spirituality is not a monolithic system. It varies. But these are the key concepts. Interconnectedness. With what? Spirituality is not separate from culture, environment, or society. Watch this. Ancestral veneration. Rituals performed to honor the ancestors. Nature and spirits. Rivers, mountains, trees. That's why people say, man, I need to go outside so that I can feel more in tune with my, you know what I'm saying, my spirituality. So you telling me you can go outside and because it's raining, it's going to make you feel better? If you go stand in the sun, yeah, you'll get some vitamin D. But you telling me that's going to increase your vibe? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever say the vibes? This is going to help you go to work and pay your bills? And this is the one that you really need to look at. Diversity and adaptability. It's characterized by its flexibility and openness from other belief systems. African spirituality is just dark-skinned Christianity. It's the belief in nothing, backed by nothing, to fix nothing. Because now you're interconnected with the birds and the bees. How is that going to help you get off of drugs? How is that going to help your uncle get his medication that he can't afford? When we going to start looking at real life problems with real life solutions? That's African spirituality. I even asked AI. I asked AI why Africans never helped Negroes in slavery. People would think AI would have the answers. I should have asked it, why did they don't come help now? You mean you couldn't come help after they pumped drugs into our neighborhoods? You didn't think about helping when they burned down our black towns and our black cities? That wasn't time to go Wakanda. Nobody let Black Panther out. And Shuri. Nobody said, you know what, them blacks over there, they really need some help. Nobody said, that's not right what's going on over there. You ever heard the argument? Let me get a drink. You ever heard the argument? Man, we didn't invent slavery. We ended it. How about not do it? This class is to make a pure difference that identities are of your own. They are not collected in a group with other dark-skinned people, because those dark-skinned people are tribal. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you need to be tribal. Let me fix my glasses. You've never been told to be tribal. You've never not once said, damn, why? I'm Valentine's Day is for me too? Hold on, what about July 4th? I can eat anything because the Christians say you can eat anything. What are you going to identify with that's going to wake up and save your people from their crimes, from their sins? Watch this. To relieve their pain. You telling me we just got to have, I don't like using this word, we got to have YNs that spin the block and be violent and be in this is what we got to have? This is what we left with? African spirituality didn't do it. Christianity for damn sure is not saving anything. Pastors are locking the doors, asking for money, letting the people outside starve. And this is the time now. I got one more. Hold on. Let me see. I read that one. It says that AI had no reason for why Africans did not come help. Great kingdoms in Africa. I want to read this part of this article before I get to scripture. Great African wealth and power. You telling me African wealth and power was so vast and so great that your brothers and sisters across the border, across the water, couldn't get no help? Is it not right to hold your so-called family accountable? Or are we just supposed to turn the other cheek and look the other way? No, we're supposed to say, you know what? Zephaniah 2:1, gather together, O nation not desired. None of what I said during any of this class has been to cause harm to anybody. But you have to be able to ask a question. Why do other nations look down on us? Why do other nations, even our own people in our time of need? Because I know all of the people who feel like that. Why they don't help each other? Because you've pit us against each other. You've taken our greats, our great minds, our great men and women with physical abilities that dominate. All of our engineers, they lean on different things in different ways and cultures. So it's not like they're going to help. That's why you can have someone who's in great stature and great power. You telling me LeBron? You telling me Denzel Washington? You telling me any of those great financial billionaires who say, you know what? I think this is great that I can score 100 points, but I want to put my people first. It's because they have a false identity and they're living an American way. They are red, white, and blue. They are Pledge Allegiance. I think I've done enough to show that even with the Africans' great wealth and power, their spirituality and African mythology gods and their Wakandan, belief systems, all of their money and Mansa Musa, and none of them said, man, my half brother African Babadi, none of them said, let me go fix their problems. Let me go join in their fight. Hell, the Africans worship Islam. Where are the Islamic Africans to come over here and help even the brothers who don't believe in that? Because they have a false belief system. and that belief system doesn't force them to go help anything. Now we're going to get to the bread and butter. This is what the Lord said. You can't argue with that. You want to argue with something, you can't argue. What they say, your arms are too short. Yeah, you know the rest. To box with God, the Most High. It's never good enough for you to go into these corner stores and the Arabs watch you freeze. When they close the doors, shut down, I couldn't tell you where an Arab lives. No. Dabby, no. But Dabby, you on TikTok. Here's a question. I answered yours. Why would you think that blacks, well, I don't follow him and he's not real. Why is it that, even better question to your comment. Why don't the Africans who believe in Allah, the Africans, why don't they come help the blacks in America? I'll give you a second. It's a little odd, ain't it? I'll throw you a little bit of rope. Why are the so-called black people not as loving towards each other? I'm giving you a layup. I haven't been offensive to you. You could be anybody. But the question has to be asked. And the answer is because so-called blacks, Hispanics. No, that's not it either. Yeah, I tried, man. Tried. Listen, nobody should. That book is good for the Arabs. It's good for the Arabs. The Arabs have done wonderful with that book. It's not for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Quran has nothing to do with the Bible, but hey, man, this is not an Arab show. This is an Israelite Brotherhood class. But I mean, you have the right to, whoever you are, you have the right to do whatever you like to do. No, I'm saying, hey, man, you got the right. Even though it's internet, I have been cordial with you. I think that's how we should be, because we have different beliefs and ideologies. You're not combative with me, and I'm surely not going to be combative with you. That's how people should be. But that's not, what we do here. I only fear the Most High Yahweh and serve, the King Yahweh Shai. That's would be, no, not Jewish. I would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. But let me get to these scriptures. You saw the premise in the beginning of the class. The premise is that we are not African. It's no way, shape, or form that we are the Nigerians. Now, you can be Nigerian, but it is clearly, you're not. You don't eat baboons. You don't eat monkey brains. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that you can swing from trees. I don't believe you have those abilities to do, and shoot a poison dart from 100 yards away, to kill a monkey and eat monkey brains. That's not what the Lord intended us to be, to do, to eat. But let's read this. Let's go to the Bible, since we have to have and establish a law. This is Genesis 10:1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now we know the flood. The flood was the biggest story. Y'all do. I don't know if you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what nationality you are, but they eat fufu. I put the video up of them eating baboons. They eat baboons. They eat puppies. They eat. I don't even know if y'all got cats over there. Hey, if you're Puerto Rican, listen, you're from the tribe of Ephraim, and the Quran is not for you. But I'm going to continue on with class. The Bible from Genesis to Revelations, Apocrypha included. That's your book. You should really seek out your identity, not your religion. This is Genesis 10:1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We talking about Hamites. Hey, well then you should contact a school near you, or you can go to ISUPK.com. What do you consider Ashkenazi Jews? Ashkenazi and Jew are two different identities, two different nationalities. You can't be both. You have to be either from the tribe of Judah, or you have to be Ashkenaz. But people get to listen, man. If women can be men and men can be women, I don't really. I'm trying to not get strikes on here. And unto them were sons born after the flood. If you read down, and it just so happens, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, this is in Genesis 10:3. Sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz. Just so happened while this person was asking me about Ashkenazi Jews. This is the son of Gomer, Ashkenaz, but it says, can't be both. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. So we're gonna go to just to get the later foundation of the Lord gave us identities. That would be the same thing, pretty much. You have to be from the tribe of Judah. You have to descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's go to Exodus 6:8. This is setting, the Lord has set in the world identities for each nation. And when you get outside of that, you take on every other belief that is going to destroy you. It was never meant for you. Your identity matters. Like, how long are we going to just not focus or understand that you have to be different? I would consider them exactly what they said. Jewish, Jew-like. They probably follow Judaism, which wouldn't be, the Lord never gave us Judaism. So I wouldn't, those are YT people. They just have a religion. That's all they are. I mean, I'm not interested pertaining to them. They just have a religion. They're just like Christians. Amen. This is Exodus 6:8. Okay, you didn't type nothing. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the chat. And of course, I'm reading some of the questions that come in on the TikTok. It says, "And I will bring you in unto the land concerning which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob." There you go, asking about Jacob. "And I will give it to you for an heritage. I am the Lord." This is what in Exodus 6:8, he's already separating. He's showing you a distinct difference. Why is it like this in the old and in the new? At no point in time did he say, you know what? The question is, so why do Jewish people believe they are Jews? The same reason that Christians believe they are Christ-like. It's a religion. You don't believe you are something with a religion. You just use that religion to give you your identity. You have to have an identity that the Lord gives you. And he didn't give them Ashkenaz, Jewish, and all that other stuff. It's not really that hard, person who's asking questions, but I am trying to deal with you and without believing that you're trolling. So, long as the question is good. It said sub-Saharans role playing as anything. Okay. Here's a question. So with sub-Saharan African, there are over 54 countries with over 300 identities, dialects, and cultures. It's almost like, you hey, I appreciate that. Just saying that you understanding that perspectives and cultures. Wally, my identity would be an Israelite. So I will follow the law, statutes, and commandments according to the Most High, and I will follow Genesis to Revelations. But I think that's actually a good question when you say you're trying to understand perspective. And this is the point of the class. Every person on this earth has a nationality and an identity. And along with that, you have a way of life. And if you do not follow the way of life that the Lord gave you, so this will be concerning the so-called, this is used so that people can understand that when we say so-called, they may not know their identity. So a brother before you came on said he was Puerto Rican. That means rich port. I said, I just want to know who is the one, maybe you meant to say creator. And that answer would be Yahweh. He is the most high God. Some other people and their other beliefs, they have false gods or the Africans have thousands of gods. Thousands of them. Shit, I might have to take that call. Hey man, if class kicks, I don't want to not answer y'all, but I might have to take that call. 1 second. All right, that should still be good. Once again, asking questions about, hold on 1 second, y'all. Asking questions about Orthodox, that's a religion. It's common that you're naming religions instead of identities that go along with it. So I try to reference the best thing that you could understand was that being a Christian, anybody can convert to Christianity or convert to Judaism or convert to Islam, or you can convert to I used to go to school with this black guy. He was so in love with like the Chinese, Japanese culture. He went and converted. Right now, he's wearing sandals with the big toe on one side separated from all the other toes. And he's over there saying, ni hao. You know what I mean? He is converted outside of the identity that the Lord gave him. Now he's, in some mountain eating ants. He's converted to follow another way of life. That's a conversion. And what I'm reading now, I should be in Exodus 6 and 8. Why does the Lord say, matter of fact, if I was to give you the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, who would they be? What would they follow? You see, you're starting to grasp it now. We have Africans who, have African spirituality of the ancestral planes, which who knows what the hell that is. but that's the belief that they do. So when they run out there and do that, they're doing what they believe in. They worship the sun. You know, there are different beliefs of people that follow religions where they worship things. We have one God. We follow him, Yahweh, the God of the Bible. Like, it's not, I know you may be struggling with it, but it's very simplistic. Let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 32. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead. Put them in the chat. Let's read Exodus 32 and 13. The point of this class was really to heavily lay on, hey man, there is a difference between blacks, which would be called the Negroes, and Africans. You have been led to believe that they are your family. You are all one. And it's not true. It's been a lie from what they show you, of how they treat you, and they, for damn sure, the Lord made a difference between Jacob and Hamites. And let's read. It says, this is Exodus 32 and 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, whose names was changed from thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and sayest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. This is what the Lord was saying. You'll have children. These children have not gone away. The Lord says it. These children have not gone away. And for time's sake, let's go to First Chronicles. Let's go to First Chronicles 16. We'll start at 7. Then on that day, David delivered first this psalm to thank the Lord into the hand of Asaph and his brethren. Give thanks. This is David. Give thanks unto the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. This is for the children of Israel. Not one time has it ever been for anybody else. This is for the children of Israel. Sing unto him. Sing psalms unto him. Talk ye of all his wondrous works. The wondrous works is when people take the knowledge of the law, statutes, and commandments and their identity, and they become brand new. For you to follow your identity that the Lord gave you, to keep his high holy days, his law, statutes, and commandments, to eat what he says eat, to not eat abominations, to keep the Sabbath if possible. All these things that you can do to honor the Lord and serve him. That's the whole duty of man is to follow the Lord. Everybody want to be called a God. I mean, all of these gods that's not fixing nothing. When you should just follow the Lord, and then all your problems will be fixed. I was watching something, and they had all of the great, well, these guys wasn't great. They was actually goofies. Some of them African, some of them was Negroes, like polite. Guys who believe they're great and are so exalted. Young Pharaoh. They said it was a list of all of these people who had this African spirituality or this Pharaoh belief system, and they all in jail. Until you learn to serve the God of the Bible, you are destined to fall. Glory ye in his holy name. Let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord. That should be your work. When they say when you come into this school, you have a rib, and your rib is the work, is learning, is becoming brand new. That is the most important thing that you should be doing, because if you don't fix yourself, you can't fix anybody else, and you don't fix them under Pharaoh, under some Egyptology. You don't fix them in comedic science. You don't fix them in the 5% nation. What is the what that dumbass stuff they be talking about? What's the science of today? Arm, leg, leg, arm, leg. Trash. More something stupid. You might as well say hopscotch, scotch, triangle, circle, square. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens when you do arm, leg, arm, head. Hopscotch, twinkle toes. Nothing happens. It's all magical nonsense that is not fixing Blacks, Hispanics, or Native Americans. But the Bible will. That is the point to become brand new. It says, remember his marvelous works that he hath done, his wonders and the judgments of his mouth. 13, O ye seed of Israel, his servant, not Allah, not Hamites, not Africans, not Nigerians, not Egyptologists, scammers, none of this other stuff. It says, O ye seed of Israel, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones. If the Lord chose us, you are lowering yourself by trying to join another nation of people that he didn't choose. And guess who it is? Bone-eating Africans. Arabs. Edomites. Every other nation that is looking to you. Why do you think the Lord called us his chosen? It's not no different in the New Testament. Why would the Lord call us his chosen? It's because we are the salt of the earth. That's a scripture, paraphrasing. We make America great. We make everywhere we go great because the love and the compassion that we should have for ourselves, we humble down and give it to lesser nations. All the great leadership qualities we give away when we humble down to other nations of people. You have to be. You have to be. This is very, very clear. You have to be. Let's say it again. O ye seed of Israel, his servant. You got to be his servant. You can't serve another nation, another God, another idol, another belief system. It hasn't worked. You know how many mosques there are that people go and do the rug and then go sell drugs? Nope, nobody else is saying the rug, the guys who pray on the rug, Allah is not stopping them from selling drugs. The African spirituality has not helped for 400 years of slavery. Now, hold on. Now Mansa Musa is going to help us? Now some African warlord is going to come in a tank? No. You're not going to defeat the YT man. Esau is abundant. Listen, the time has come that you're not going to outpower your enemies. And anybody telling you that is sending you on a mission to be taken off this earth. But what you can do is be 13. O ye seed of Israel, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones. That's what you got to be. You cannot be trying to lean on some African who is not the same. These is Hamites. There are 500 million Hamites in Africa, and none of them have taken a ship, a boat, a plane. They haven't ridden a cow, a camel. They not riding nothing to come over here and help y'all. The Somalians have stolen over $1 billion for who? For themselves. You know how many people, and I'm not an advocate for stealing. You know how many people you could have helped with $1 billion? One city, one town, a whole billion. They could have said, we can recreate Black Wall Street, Somalian Negro Wall Street. Did they help us? No, they didn't even think about it. They stole the benefits that you were supposed to get. And even worse, they stole benefits that were supposed to go to special needs children. And you an African, Ashe, I don't even know what the hell that means, but I'm tired of hearing Black women say it. I'm tired of hearing Black men text Grand Rising, knowing you don't mean no good. I'm tired of seeing guys dress up like an Egyptian. And Tyrone, take that stuff off. You're not Egyptian, Tyrone. You're not Cometian. You're a Puerto Rican. You telling me you can't see that? You ate beans and rice and gondolas. You are not a pharaoh. Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge is your identity. Let's go to listen. I want to go to Acts 13:1. Just because. 13:1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called, guess what? Niger. That's Black. We're in the Bible. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're in the Bible. It's about us. The Lord has given us our identity. He has chose us. He has put us above all the people on the face of this earth. And you lower yourself to be a bone eater? You lower yourself to go and be Nigerian? Eritrean? Wherever the hell that stuff is called. You want to be a Nipsey Hussle? Man, damn that. I want to be what Christ was. I want to be an Israelite. I want to be the Lord's chosen people, who he commanded to keep his ways, his laws, statutes, and his commandments. I will never serve or bow to a false rock god, a false Christian god, because them Christians, listen, all the crime, 95% of the crime around the world is committed by a Muslim worshiper, Islam, a Mohammadi, the Mahdi garbage, and a Christian. And the other rest of the 5% is done by atheists. African and the African spirituality is nothing other than bone-eating Christianity. You got Chrislam, which is the Christian Islam mix. It's nothing but crime. It's nothing but a gateway of crime and for the Lord to destroy you. If you listen in any manner, it's his will to be done. Let your will to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and come back to the Bible as the Lord commanded. To the 12 tribes of Israel that are scattered abroad, to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Let's get another one before we go. Let's get another one before we go. Judah mourneth. This is Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth. Those are the Jews, Black people. Let's read. And the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. And the cry of Jerusalem has gone up. This whole class, I have shown you that there is a difference between so-called Africans and Israelites. You have a God, you have a culture, you have Christ. You got a king. Revelations 1 and 13 through 15, you got a king. You have brothers and sisters, which would be the children of Israel. You got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Naphtali, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Reuben, Asher. We got family. But we also have to come back. You are not African. You are not Egyptian. You are none of those. Come back to the law, statutes, and commandments as commanded by the Most High Christ. And on this earth, the leader of the children of Israel until Christ returns is Commanding General Yohana in the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. It is a commandment to pay your tithes to the priests and prophets of the Lord. If you are an Israelite, so commanded to come back. And also, Passover 2026 will be glorious. It's in Houston, Texas. Shalom, Israel. That's the Tuesday Brotherhood class. You can contact isupk.com. Even if you don't know what you are, contact the school anyway, and we'll let you know. Shalom.